Well, retail thefts here in the city are skyrocketing. We've all seen the videos of brazen cases of apparent shoplifting over and over and over again. And sometimes it's violent. The city's latest figure shows a 44% rise in shoplifting across the 5 boroughs in just the past year. And retailers say the dramatic increase is having a negative impact on business and the quality of lives of New Yorkers.
Joining us this morning, John Derderian, president of Alliance Retail Services. He works with over 100 supermarkets in the city. John, thanks so much for being with us this morning.
Oh, thank you.
Pleasure.
We talked about the increase and rise of retail thefts, but what levels are we at right now? Have you ever seen this before?
No, so I mean, typically these events are tied to maybe economic issues, when there's a downturn in the economy, recession, high inflation, which we just had, or high unemployment. And then we see a little spike in, retail theft. And it's something that abates as the economy gets better. But we've never seen levels like this before. Just significant. It's having a really profound negative impact on our business.
Yeah, I know. Why do you think that is, though?
And how we can present to the customer.
Why are we at these levels that we've never seen before?
Look, I think a couple things. As I said, sometimes it's tied to the economy, and we just came out of a very inflationary period. But more likely, it's tied to some reforms in some of the laws, like the bail reform law. And some of the district attorneys, not all, but some of the district attorneys are not prosecuting retail theft. They only prosecute crimes that are violent and not crimes that are not violent. So consequently, we have thieves who come into the store. They may get apprehended. They're processed by the police, and then they'll let go. And they're out in the street. And sometimes, I would think, before they go home, they go and steal at another supermarket. Yeah. So they're creating a kind of a class of recidivists, folks who, criminals who will hit stores many times and not fear any consequence of any real jail time.
Are you noticing that those that you're saying that are being re-released and re-offending again are becoming violent?
Well, that's one of the issues, I think. It's not just the retail theft. That's obviously a problem for us as retailers. But in some cases, our associates will walk up to them and try to, take the goods that they're stealing, and that escalates into violence. Okay. And that's a problem, obviously, and it affects customers, it affects the associates. Nobody wants to see violence. It certainly affects the person who's part of that violent act. So, this is all not good for retail and not good for business. And, I think it really stems back to the change in laws and the bail reform law and the fact that district attorneys are not prosecuting the way they should.
I mean, you go into the store, right? Everything is locked up. I literally sometimes have to have an assistant just walk out with me, because if not, I'm requesting for someone to grab things. You are in control of 130 stores.
Correct.
What types of stores are you seeing that are being hit the hardest?
Well, I'll tell you, we have stores in New Jersey. Most of our stores are in New York. So 90 stores are in New York out of 130 stores we have. So what happens in New York really affects the company. We're not seeing any real material change in New Jersey in terms of retail theft. It's all in the city.
All in the city?
All in the city. And I think, as I said, there's this, I think there's an entitlement, a sense of entitlement among some of the criminals that they should and can steal from stores. Well, and I think it ties back to the fact that some of these, DAs are not prosecuting to the extent that they should.
So as president of the Alliance Retail Services, what are you guys doing to combat this?
Well, one of the first things we're doing at store level is we're adding more security. Okay. There's a cost to that, obviously.
Which passed on to the customers?
Passed on to the customer, or in some cases it just hits the bottom line. But if you have someone with a uniform at a store as customers are entering the store, it probably won't do much to deter a hardened criminal or someone who's going to steal. But I think it gives a sense of some comfort for the customers and for our associates as well.
So you're saying that the security cannot do anything in terms of someone walking out of the store with goods?
It really depends on the member and what they charge the security team to do. In most cases, they don't want them to engage them, because they don't want violence in their store. And to the extent that we can call the police and have them come and process them.
But
if they're not prosecuting,
you got a criminal that's not going to stand around and wait for the police to come.
That's true, but also if they're not prosecuting them and they're back on the street, it really emboldens them. And as I said, we see this sense of entitlement that I've never seen before in criminals and shoplifters.
Are you concerned? And excuse me for cutting you off there, but are you concerned that stores can just go out of business. I mean, we've been seeing that folks will just order online, and the brick and mortar as we knew it,
really
will no longer be.
In some cases, it's existential. It could be the survivability of some stores if they're marginally profitable right now. And I think the city has this really great program. It's called the Fresh program, and it looks to incent entrepreneurs to build stores in areas that they characterize as food deserts, where there's no viable supermarket. But ironically, by not instituting these laws, or at least having the DAs prosecute, there's going to be many stores that close that create more food deserts. So it's really counterproductive, obviously.
Well, the mayor said he's going to be helping you out by potentially putting in some kiosks that would help connect would-be shoplifters to social services. Do you think that's going to work in short?
I don't know. I will say one thing. In addition to what we've done at the store, we've joined what's called the CAPS Coalition. Yeah. And that was sponsored by the NSA. And that gave us a forum to speak to elected officials both at the borough level, the city level, and the state level. And so we're having good conversations. We're getting a sympathetic ear, but we need to have them to act.
A lot more needs to be done there.
A lot more.
That's right.
John, thanks for joining us. We look forward to catching up with you again to find out things are changing.
Thank you. Appreciate it.